Randy, I yield. The floor is yours.
So, welcome everybody, and we're so glad you made it out here to pay attention, watch what we're doing here. We're going to give you some information. Kelby has been sending out text messages and making posts on his site, sharing amazing information. So, I'm going to actually present it to you tonight so that you guys can go back and watch it over and over. So, I'm going to start with a share screen and bring up the presentation here, go full screen. And what you see here on the left is companies that are becoming or already are dinosaurs. Blockbuster, I don't think they even exist anymore. Technology has changed that completely. And Netflix took them over. And now I'm looking for the next one to even replace them. The hotel industry, we've all heard of Airbnb. In fact, that's what I stay at more than anything. Taxis, that was a $21 billion industry that when Uber came on the scene, they absolutely, I mean, when's the last time you even took a taxi? And the youth that's coming up, they can't even say that they ever were in one. And Uber, I've probably taken 3 or 4 of those just in the last week alone. So Toys R Us completely gone. And then when you look at healthcare, all we've known for our entire life is Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Aetna, Humana. These are all the big companies that are out there. There's a big five in that industry. And Yahoo Finance wrote about us several months ago, and they said that Impact Health is the way of the future because business is changing, technology is changing. And health insurance, the way we've known it, for me as a naturopathic doctor, when I think about my clients coming from that industry and, a bulk of the bankruptcies that go on in this country are caused by some unforeseen circumstance. That industry has to change. It cannot remain the same. And in fact, right now, that industry, they are projected to go up. It's called medical inflation by 11 to 14% just in this next year alone. Whereas Impact Health hasn't even raised their prices in the last 5 years. So, what I'm going to do is take us to the founder of Impact Health, let him give you a little bit of background of how we began, what the actual concept of healthcare sharing actually is, how that got started, and then I'm going to deep dive and take that a little bit further.
Hi, I'm Phil Chrysler, President and CEO of Impact Health Sharing. Healthcare sharing began in churches. You were asked to contribute to help Bob and Sue with their ailment. People passed the hat and you contributed what you could to help your fellow member in need. Then fast forward, you saw great things occurring in the Amish and Mennonite communities doing exactly the same thing. Then it got a little more formalized in the 80s with some religious-based organizations. And then the Affordable Care Act came along. That's really what propelled healthcare sharing to its modern day growth. You remember the individual mandate penalized you with a tax if you didn't have health insurance. But if you were a member of certain healthcare sharing organizations, you didn't have to pay that. Now we know the individual mandate has, of course, been reduced to zero. But in the meantime, healthcare sharing grew over 1,000% in the last decade alone. Why? Because it's an alternative to the high cost of insurance. Typically, you'll pay 30 to 50% less. Some reasons why: we're not for profit. So we have no profit motives that typically cause conflict between members, providers, shareholders, and the executive team. None of that exists with healthcare sharing and certainly with Impact. You can stop overpaying, my friends. Here's an important statistic to understand why. Department of Health and Human Services says about 5% of the population account for nearly half of the healthcare spending that occurs in this country. Majority are healthy. They're overpaying, though, for the non-healthy. Insurance has become really no longer affordable. 80% of U.S. adults rate lowering their healthcare costs as their top concern. So why Impact? Well, we're rooted in the love thy neighbor approach, which allows us to welcome all races, all religions, all colors, all creeds. We were the very first healthcare sharing entity to launch this patented technology platform that really provides 100% transparency. This had never been done before in healthcare sharing, certainly not in health insurance. We have member-owned accounts. That way the money stays in your account. We have no network. You get to see any doctor you want. Again, providing full transparency on how all the money moves is something we're really, really proud of. And of course, you have no open enrollment restrictions. Membership begins the first of every month. You just got to finish that application by the last day of the previous month. We also have great pricing and programs for individuals, for families, for seniors, and for groups. And remember, friends, it's a comprehensive program for your health. So we have preventative services, maternity, accident, illness, and of course, injuries. You have access to telemedicine and an industry-leading prescription drug pricing program. Here is a quick video that highlights the opportunity for all of us to be a disruptor in the industry. Enjoy.
Healthcare spending made up 5% of total US GDP in 1960. In 2020, spending hit almost 20%.
National polls show Americans believe healthcare prices and drug costs are among their top pocketbook concerns.
Over the past 20 years, the runaway cost of health insurance has outpaced earnings and inflation, leaving our families with less freedom and less money. Families, small businesses, and individuals alike are struggling to find a way to pay for the healthcare they can't seem to afford. So how are we going to solve this problem? All over the world, technology is changing the way people and society connect and interact. The result? Countless industries are disrupted. But while the rest of the world has changed, insurance and the way we pay for healthcare remains broken and largely the same. What if there was a way we could all pay for healthcare that simply worked better and felt better than insurance? Well, today there is. We are Impact Health Sharing. We are a network of families, individuals, business owners, and small entrepreneurs who want to see the old way of doing things change. We use technology to connect tens of thousands of individuals and families across the nation to simply share and pay each other's medical bills. Old problems can be solved when people come together to leverage their sense of community with technology to control the cost of healthcare.
My friends, what we are simply doing is leveraging your sense of community with technology to control the cost of healthcare. I hope you'll join us. Next, you'll be introduced to our marketing partner, ACN. You will see an exciting suite of essential services that are available to you. Thank you for your time.
Okay, so I'm going to take this a little bit deeper and show you the real differences. And actually, let me back up one screen. The average individual, just a single person paying for healthcare in America is almost $500 a month. That's people that are my kids' age, in their 20s and very early 30s. That's ridiculous. They can't afford that. They're not going to. So what are they doing? They're walking through life with no coverage. So then you look at the average family paying almost $2,000 a month. That's insane pricing. And then, like I said, about the bankruptcies. In 2019, they actually had a number on it. 59% cited an expense that was medical related. So if you look on the left here, everything is going to be about traditional health insurance, and everything on the right is everything that we're doing different and what makes us so much farther ahead and makes what we're doing so special. So traditional health insurance is going to have very high monthly premiums. We're coming in 30 to 70%, some cases even higher than that, less. That's huge. Monthly premiums out of your pocket. We want more money in your pocket. I have families that are 3 or more. In fact, I haven't had one family yet that wasn't 3 or more. I'm talking like 4, 5, 6 kids that we didn't save at minimum $12,000 a year. So I don't know about you, but if I can save $12,000 on anything, I'm going to do it, because I'm going to apply that money towards other things that I, actually care about. Maybe something that I can do that's actually fun, as opposed to paying it on a premium. Traditional health insurance has high deductibles. And here's the thing, they have them per family member. That can break the back of a home. We have what we don't use their terms, so we call it a PRA, primary responsibility amount. And we have those as low as $2,500, but ours is for the entire household, not per person. That is massive. So we have a doctor who has 7 kids. Imagine him paying a $5,000 deductible on every single family member, 7 kids plus him and his wife. What if they all went to the hospital in the same year? That guy's going to be one of those people claiming bankruptcy. So we do it for the whole family. So let's say out of those 9 people, 1 went and met the deductible. If the other 8 family members go, the deductible has already been met. It doesn't have to be paid again. So that is huge. And I can tell you, as a naturopathic doctor, I have always seen the deductible per family member as a scam. And that's one way to keep people from ever getting out of this deep pit that medical unforeseen circumstances create. So also with traditional health insurance, you have to choose from a specified network of physicians and facilities. With Impact Health, you can choose your physician, choose your facility. That's huge. If you are in Illinois and you want to see a doctor in Florida, you've heard through the grapevine that that is the best doctor in the country for your situation, your issue. We do not hold you back. You're not stuck with any network or any doctor. You can go where you want. In that situation with the other companies, that can cause incredible stress within a family, because if you know there's a great doctor and you are denied your coverage from traditional health insurance, that's unacceptable. And then as far as drug pricing, we actually have a portal where you can go in and you can see the 20 closest pharmacies. Maybe the drug you're looking for is $10 at one and $1.30 at another. You can choose where you want to go to get it. And we have some of the lowest prices in the country. The traditional health insurance has higher co-shares, co-pays, and provider fees. We're lower across the board. They are typically between 20 and 30% on their co-pays. We are a flat 10%. That's a pretty massive shift when it comes to your dollars. Also on their co-pays, there is no end in sight. They will make you pay that forever, whereas with us, we actually cap that. So we don't want somebody getting into heartache on a co-share or co-pay. During the lockdowns, that was a time where some people just decided, hey, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to go to the doctor's office. I would much rather stay home. Well, traditional health insurance companies, they charged you extra for it if they even made it available. Whereas with Impact Health, we included it 24/7. So because we had that in there, it was so amazing for our clients. They got to stay away from the waiting rooms, didn't have to be exposed to anything. And they got to see a doctor. If he felt like it was an emergency situation, they would tell you that you needed to get there or get an ambulance out. If there was a prescription that was needed, they could call it in and you could just go pick that up. And then with what's going on in the country, we actually, it's getting harder to tell who's who. So if you're from Mexico, Guatemala, or Canada and you don't have a social, you have to have an ITIN and one form of government issued identification. Now, Impact Health has been around 5 years. Healthcare sharing has been around 40 years. The executives that created the healthcare sharing stepped down and created Impact Health because there was issues with the others. And so they wanted to make something that didn't exclude people. And so in their first 3.5 years or so, they gained on their own over 4,000 customers. And they said, we want to get this nationwide. We want to get this in everybody's hands. So the way to do that is to partner up with a company that's got a track record where they have been recognized and they specialize in customer acquisition. So they found ACN, which was an Inc. 500 company, AAA BBB rated, and a member of the Direct Selling Association. And they've had billions in sales and millions of customers have been acquired. And they've been around since 1993. So this track record is more than established. Once they teamed up with ACN, the parent company, and this is the actual headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful building. Once they partnered up with them, they shot immediately up over 20,000 customers. And now Yahoo Finance is writing about us. And we are projected to be at tens of millions of customers in just a few short years. So ACN already had services in the wireless industry, high-speed internet. They had television, a couple different versions. DirecTV was one of them. Dish is another. Impact Health is the flagship product. They have a couple different types of security and automation, meaning, we've all heard of Ring and ADT. This company was out before all of those and has probably the #1 track record out there. There is nothing that they don't have. They are the ones that put it together, and we have the ability to market that, and we get amazing, amazing programs for our clients. Payment processing, travel, ID theft. That's a huge deal right now. ID seal. When you pick up this particular service, it gets rid of any other identity theft type of product out there, which only give you bits and pieces. It also removes Experian and Norton. So you save so much money and you get the mother load on the program. So payroll solutions and on and on. And every time a customer is acquired, a child is fed. We're a part of Project Feeding Kids. And so it's a fantastic program, and so many kids benefit from that. So we have business services and residential services. These are what we call essential. People are paying for these every single day, every single month anyway. But, I was with Verizon. I came over to Flash Mobile. I cut my bill by 50%. And my Impact Health, when I priced out with the big five were between $700 and $1,100, a little bit more actually. And with Impact Health, I'm spending $150 a month, you guys. Nobody pays that low. These are unbelievable prices. And they can afford to do that because they are a 501c3 and they reprice the bills. Meaning, we've had a client where their bill was $540,000. And once it was repriced, once the hospital sent the bill over to Impact, they repriced it because it's a 501c3. The hospital must come down to fair market value. And so that bill gets repriced and they shaved instantaneously $525,000 off of that bill. The guy's responsible for his deductible and a portion of the copay, and the rest was shared within the group. And it's just absorbed easily because there's so many people in the group. So the traditional business model is to television, radio, media, internet marketing, right? We hear the commercials every time we turn on a radio or turn on a television. ACN said, I'm not going to do it that way. And so what they do is they knock that out, and instead they pay people like you and me. So, and they pay us very well, by the way. So we get income from acquiring these customers. We get monthly customer bonuses and monthly residual bonuses. So basically every 3 customers after those first 5, you're paid an additional $200. And then the residual ranks between 3 and 20%. When you first come on board, it's 3%. As your customers, you grow your customers, and we'll talk about that, your percentage goes up based on the billing. So as you grow a team, let's say you invite a few people out, you're thinking, wow, I just want to get some customers and get paid that way. But I can tell you, a lot of people are going to want to do this and be a business partner with you. And so you'll actually override their organization by an additional 4%. So that's huge. And at the bottom here, don't pay attention to really what's in the circles, but pay attention to the numbers below. What this shows you here is that within this company, you can climb up the ranks and they will pay you more money for each time you do it. So just using Kelby as an example, in just 2 weeks, he got himself to that regional coordinator, the RC position. So for me, it took me about 3 months to do that. It might take you a little longer. Maybe you'll come in and beat Kelby and I both, okay? Regional director, it took me about 4 months to get to the regional director position. So each time you can see the money gets bigger. We go into training on what that was based on or how that's accumulated, but they pay you a little bit up front. They're encouraging you, obviously, as you get up the ranks, to go build a bigger organization, turn around, look at your team, help them get up to the top themselves. And they pay you very, very well to do just that. So this is a business. You are an independent business owner. It has a startup cost of $299 just one time and $25 for business support. So what do you get? You get a personalized website, training and marketing materials, business tracking and reporting. We pay a company every single month called Salesforce to track our entire organization. We get IBO, independent business owner, and customer support. And all they ask us to do is direct people to our sites and assist them in becoming customers. Pretty simple. So when you are a referral partner, this is a hypothetical example here. If you have 25 people on Impact Health, your residual is going to be anywhere between $550 and $800 a month. 50 members, you can see it right there, $1,600 to $2,000 a month. 100 customers on Impact Health that are your customers is going to run you about $4,000 a month, give or take. So the reason I say that is people spend their whole life paying into a Social Security system. Maybe not everybody on here, but people that have jobs are paying into that. They take it from you whether you ask for it or not. And people will pay into that their whole life and not make $4,000 a month. But yet 100 customers here is going to run right about that. So I don't care if it takes 6 weeks, 6 months, or 6 years. You still have the ability to earn more here in a short amount of time than paying an entire lifetime into Social Security. Okay, that's unbelievable. And we know those numbers for Social Security because we have CPAs on the team and we've asked them straight out, how many of your people are making $4,000 a month on the Social Security? One flat out said none, very quickly. The second one said, I think I might have one, but I would have to dig. She still to this day, a month later, never provided evidence of that. So I just don't even think that it actually exists. If you think bigger, way bigger, maybe you call on some businesses. They have 40 employees, 50 employees, 1,000 employees, but they're all 1099s. It doesn't matter. If you call on those businesses and we convert them over to Impact Health, 1,000 customers on this is right around $40,000 per month. Okay. So that's just, you can see the numbers are there and we're giving you hypotheticals, you know, because we want to stay within our bounds, even though we're on a private call here. You know, those are real numbers and there are people really making those numbers as well. So it's, what do you have in you? Are you ready to run with it? Or do you want to kind of go a little slow with it? It's up to you. Okay, and so we have tons of training and support. We have online presentations, in person. I was just in Dallas at an in-person. And then we have national events as well. We have a trip in Orlando. We love for the whole team to come together. This is a corporate event. So you're, yes, in business by yourself. It's your business, but you're really truly not by yourself. You have a whole team in place that's here. And we have these trainings and presentations. We have a whole calendar. Kelby puts that whole calendar on his back office. So if you want to take a screenshot here, these are just a snapshot of a few of our trainings. And we really are doing trainings 7 days a week. You can plug in around your schedule. We don't force any issue, but training is mandatory for you to understand what this business is, all the little intricacies and details, so that you get off to what we call a fast start. Okay, so here you are. We want everybody to immediately get 5 services. We are the #1 team, just so you know. And we teach our team to follow those 1%er patterns, paths of life that help make you successful. So we like our team to do that within 24 to 48 hours. The company will give you 30 days. We as a team are trying to do it faster because we're doing things to help you build, and we want to get checks in your pockets faster. So let's say you invite a couple people out, they take a look at it, they also get 5 services each. There's $700 right there. And this can all happen in a 30-day time frame. Okay, the company is pushing for that, and so are we. So you've been invited out here to take a look at this, to either be an independent business owner and or a customer, and then share it and share it and share it and share it. And you're going to get success if you're a business owner. And if you're going to be a customer, you're going to save money. Again, here's the information for our Orlando event, October 12th and 13th. We actually rented an Airbnb house, 9,000 square feet with 41 beds. We're hoping everybody comes out. Who wants to be out there with Kelby and Dr. Shannon talking business and picking our brains? This is where you go to do it. And you can check in on the 11th at 4 o'clock and check out on the 14th by 10 a.m. And you're just surrounded by us, seeing us in person all of those days. And you're meeting the owners of ACN and Impact Health and all of those other companies. And you get to pick their brains and find out, why is this something I should be marketing to people that I know? And this right here, one last thing, they text you out, and so does Kelby. They text you out, and they have training and they have testimonials, but they will text you their schedule as well. They do some real professional presentations on Impact Health on Tuesdays, as well as we gear things towards realtors on Thursdays, realtors, insurance agents, etc. So with that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and bring Kelby back in here. I'm going to toss it over to you. Take a breath here for a second, Kelby.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you get an opportunity to listen to Randy go through a very simple presentation, it never really resonates until you hear it directly from somebody who's gone through some trauma and had to deal with the coverage. I have posted 2 videos on this lady in the last 24 hours. One of them is in the chat right here. She went through broken foot, broken arm, sick kids, and she explains the health coverage in depth and the feeling that she got from the company, that she felt there was a concierge service applied to this health coverage. Like they had called her. How are you? We know that you went to a doctor. Is everything okay? What is your plan? She named out her plan. She said, I'm going to all these specialists over the next 2 weeks, not having to get permission from the health insurance company to upgrade to a specialist based on the previous doctor's opinion. So there's no 2, 3, 4 month waiting period between doctors like health insurance does. You pick your doctor. She asked, who do you think has the best foot doctor? And some guy says, probably the doctor for the Dallas Cowboys. She looked up the doctor for the Dallas Cowboys, got in there inside of a week, used her card, and it worked. The point I'm trying to make, that video is very compelling. All you really have to do if you're interested on the business side is throw out a video like that, and then you put your link like this. And this is all I'm doing, and I'm making an impact. And today I got my first, what I believe is going to be my first business. And the goal for us as being the #1 team, we have all the resources in the world. I did not put 75 IBOs underneath me. It was Randy, it was Thomas, and it was this system and structure. This is really one of my first few presentations where I'm talking other than, hyping people up. This is really one of those first few times where we get to talk about the product. And whenever Randy's ready, I would like to finish up with the product so people understand exactly what they're getting. Because the element of us being able to let's see if I can put us both on the screen. Give me a sec. View, I guess gallery. No, no. Randy, help me out here,
I know.
please.
I can give you back host. Let's see.
Oh, no. Don't worry about it. Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
give me back host, reclaim host.
Okay.
And let me see if I got control immersive. No, of course it's not. Let me see if I can drag Randy down.
Okay.
No, it's not. There it is. Okay, so Randy and I are a team. I have worked with her for 12 years. And she has brought me opportunities and I've brought her opportunities, and we both agree there is nothing ever in the world like this one. And the reason is, and I know it's cliche to hear this from direct marketing company, is the timing. But direct marketing companies that are out there, you're speaking of timing generally in that first 18 months, you know what I mean, where 95% of them go out of business. ACN was a successful multi-billion Fortune 500 company before we even got here. They brought on this flagship product. I'm calling it a flagship product because it is so innovative with the technology, that, and I don't know if Randy explained it, but the technology is amazing. Like when you submit a bill, say you go to the hospital and you get a 500,000 $250,000 bill from the hospital. Oh, how nice of you guys. I was there for a week and a half and I got a $250,000 bill. You're really thinking about me. Well, because Impact is a 501c3, they have a patent structure system, and I'm sure they're working with a system called EDS where they electronically submit and automatically negotiate the bill. What happens is the hospital gets paid at 10%, 5%, whatever of the bill amount, and now has a 100% deduction on those losses. Why? Because Impact's a 501c3. You can't do that with Blue Cross Blue Shield. So what does Impact do? Do they keep the rates equal to Blue Shield, Blue Cross? No. They've brought the rates down to 30 to 40 to 50% of the industry standard that's out there. And they're treating their clients like they're holding a gold card. And that's the exciting part for us. So really it kicked off about a year ago. About 4 or 5 months ago, it started gaining momentum. There's probably 20,000. Now in the private sector, 20,000 people on Impact Health. In the private sector, like Samaritan's Purse, you pay out of pocket up front. There's no negotiations of your debt. Okay. And many of those other ones, like One Health, One Share Health, crap. I was a part of it. Absolute crap. Treated me horribly. Didn't pay a hospital claim. I had checked it out with them, said, no problem. You need it. Go for it. Left me with the bill. I'm telling you, there is nothing like what we have here to help us to get through that financial crisis. So I'm going to go back to timing. Right now, we're walking into another COVID. Right now, we're walking into them collapsing the financial system of this nation. Right now, we're walking into them saying, in order for you to have health care, you're going to have to get digital ID, whatever that is. Right now, before this next 2 years, they're going to move completely all the money from fiat into digital. And it's going to be like shooting catfish in a barrel. Why do I say that? Everybody in their right mind is going to be looking for a cheaper, better private alternative that's Christian based that doesn't require it. and they're going to go, holy crap, $2,000 a month less. So getting your base going, getting your people going, or simply going to companies and saying, let me quote you on your health insurance. We're about 50% on average less than everybody else with a better quality plan. I guarantee it, or I'll buy you a sushi dinner. Sure. You're in with the HR, you let them do the presentation, meaning who? Impact, us. We do the presentation. Let the experts get in there, talk to them about it, enroll 1,000 people. You could seriously overnight go to $40,000, 30,000, 50,000 a month on this because we're coming up and by the way, get ready for the next one. Even though open enrollment ends, it doesn't mean you can't take people off of their existing coverage and convert them into something less, because we can take them all year long. But open enrollment means large companies with large amounts of employees are making decisions on their healthcare, and they do an open enrollment where everybody can join all at once, and it makes it a lot easier for us. Anyway, Randy, I really appreciate the presentation. You did outstanding. Is there anything you want to add so we can stop the recording on this?
No, just, don't think on it for a long time. Just jump in. During the lockdowns, there was 4 or 5 things that nobody got rid of: internet, cell phones, television, and they sure as heck didn't get rid of their healthcare, especially at that time. And we have all of those things. So no matter what happens in this country right now, and there's a lot going on in this country, obviously, we're recession proof. We're as recession proof as anyone could possibly be.
Think about it. That's the entire reason why I brought it to HISadvocates members. That is the entire reason. I don't want to see people hurting for dollars when AI comes and takes over their job, when the companies are shutting down due to the financial crisis and collapse. I don't want to see that. So convert your cell phones, convert your merchant accounts, convert your health coverage accounts, convert and get your client base going. You could have an ad revenue forever that blows past. As a matter of fact, Patrick said in 08, he got a raise. In 2008, when I was hitting the streets and looking for a place to park my trailer, when I lost my home and my cars and my business and hundreds of employees, all like that, it was a flashbang. And I was left trying to sell stuff, trying to figure it out. But that flashbang woke me up. I said, I will never, ever be in this position again. And so HISadvocates has really been looking hard, and we truly see this as a godsend. But Randy, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for dragging me into this and getting mad at me that Sunday morning or whatever it was and telling me I'm wasting my life and my time and all that angry stuff that you said to me. And
Did I say it like
I wish I could have kept the recording.
I bet I still have it.
It was gold, man.
Yeah.
But
Because I really meant it. And you know what? That's what we do with people that we care about. We take them and shake them a little bit to get their attention.
yeah.
That's what I did with Kelby. That's what he keeps doing to his members. And, one thing that we haven't really discussed is how Kelby is stacking the platform that he's been building for the last 12 years. He's giving you guys an opportunity. He's literally building one of you under the other, under the other, under the other. And other teams are not doing that. They don't even have that ability. All of you have literally been given the golden ticket because he's using what he put his blood, sweat, and tears into building the HISadvocates Foundation, the platform, the 100,000 members. He's stacking that. That's why he's doing all these presentations one after another. So to sit on the sideline or to have been given already an organization under you, and some of you are 10 deep already. You got to go get your 5 customers. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Go do the very basics. This is your business. You are the CEO of your own business. And it blows my mind when people get opportunity and it just floats on by. This is an opportunity where you have a guy who's totally investing in you. I'm a naturopathic doctor with my own full career. and I'm here investing in you because I'm already successful and maybe you are as well, but this is another way for us both to get double, triple successful and really pad ourselves. When the rest of the country is going to be sinking, we're going to be doing fine. So don't sit on your laurels. Get going, take your spot, get your 5, repeat after me 5. What do I mean by that? Go ahead and get 5 Impact Health customers or get 1 Impact Health customer and try some of the other services. The company wants to pay you all the money in the world if you bring 5 bills. And
So one
money.
bill is 1 customer. 1 customer can have 5 bills, which would
That's
mean
true.
5 customers.
Yeah.
So you need yourself to have your 5 bills be 5 customers, and you need to make sure that you repeat that with 2 other people, and that's it. So 2 people plus you turning over your bills to Impact. I turned over all my bills to Impact, and then some. And so this is for me a real opportunity for people, but more important, it actually gives us real coverage. And it's us, the people that are supporting one another. It's us, the people that are going to help each other with the payments of our bills. That's really what God would want for us. And I know some of you in the future are going to watch this video and say, what does this have to do with God? In about a year, everything, because there's going to be a demonic move after the children. They're already taken. I'm sorry to make this a different show right now, but they're already taking 500,000 of our kids every year, and they make them disappear. And then these companies have the audacity. I'm looking at Blue Cross Blue Shield right now, affirming gender care, affirming change surgery, affirming suppression of hormones. I mean, puberty blockers on kids without their parents' permission. How dare they?
Horrendous. It's
And,
really,
and
it's criminal. It's so criminal. And
and this is where we really need to be stepping in with one another and affirming where our dollars go. Because if you're a believer and you're continuing paying into a structure and system that's confirming and affirming these types of actions, and which is abortion, murder, you're a partaker in it. I promise you that you are, whether you like to hear that or not. It's just like going to La Cosa Nostra and saying, here's a few $100, just leave me alone, take care of me, be my insurance for the neighborhood. It's not, I am being very serious when I say that. There's no difference. The United States Corporation, unfortunately, is the largest mafia in the world. And I'll be more than happy to explain that to anybody in the future that wants to understand that. But anyway, Randy, probably going to cut that last minute off and then get this out.
gonna be editing.
Yeah, but
That's fine.
thanks for showing up. Let's stop